I got the glutes, I got the calves, I got the abs. I got the glutes, I got the calves, I got the abs. It's time to get lit, it's time to get fit. Let's meal prep and get it in, get it in. Transformation, freedom, and innermost heaven. Let's hit the gym and get fit, get fit. Well, hello. Lord, I done. Hold up. Give me a minute. Y'all know I'm over here trying to get my life together in real time, real life. And y'all know this hair be herring this morning. So let me get where I can see you and y'all can see me. Let me know if you can see me. Go ahead on and tell a friend of a friend. We here. We are here. It is the last day of the year of 2025. It is December 31st. And hold on. Good morning. Good morning, Mother Deborah. Can you see me? I'm trying to play around. Good morning. Happy New Year's Eve. Yes, it's New Year's Eve. Oh my God. December 31st. Boy, where has the year gone? I mean, hold on. Can y'all see me? Let me click around. Good morning, Mother Shirley. Good morning, Mother Deborah. So good to see y'all. I mean, the Lord has spared us. We have made it. Let me get my life together over here. Now, let me see. Can you see me now? As I said, can you hear me now? Can you see me now? Good morning, Mother McKnight. So good to see you. It just does my heart warm. Okay. Now, am I here? The big hair, y'all. This look. I'm getting my hair done today. Okay. That's the other thing. Like when I get up, I forgot that I had this big hair. And so I had it all twisted up and I done hit the thing. And I said, okay, get yourself together. Okay, now y'all can see me. We good. We here, and we ain't gonna let nothing stop us. We getting it together. I just have to remember, hey, oh, you got yours done yesterday. Listen, you know, people talk about natural hair and they be thinking, oh, it's so easy, baby. When you took it, when I took them braids out and caught myself twisting out, I'm like, okay, here it is. But anywho, I'm super, super, super excited. We have come to the close of this series of what we have been talking about. We've been thinking about. We've come a long way since May. And so that's May. So June, July, August, September, October, November, December. As they say, a December to remember. As they say, September to remember, December. So 7 months has gone by. We have been going live. And when I think about all that has transpired in these last 7 months and leading up to our last session on that, we're going to talk about the works of the flesh, and I want you to continue between the fruits of the spirit and works in your own time. Continue to develop that, because we'll probably hit it and talk about it throughout 2026. And so I'm super, super excited about what the Lord has done, not only in my life, but in your life. And good morning, Teresa. Tell Butter good morning. Um, we have come a long way in 7 months, and seven is the number of completion. And so what a way to start tomorrow, which will be the eighth month. And the eighth is a number of new beginnings, and a lot of things that people do at the first of the year. They turn over a new leash. And so I'm thankful for that, because we're beginning a new year. It's a new us, and we're doing some new things, and we're shifting, and we're doing what the Lord say do. And so now that we know, and we've been made aware of our flesh and what this flesh can do, what it can feel like, all these other things. Yes, ma'am. Thank God we made it. Okay. That's what we are super, super excited. Good morning, Mother Loretta. It is truly, and we are grateful. And yes, he carried you, Mother Deborah. And when you think about all the things, and between the fruit of the spirit and the works of the flesh, and some things where you've grown, and there are some things that we still need to give a little bit more attention to. And so, as we talk about from the flesh to the spirit, and how we have all evolved, um, I'm super, super excited that when we start thinking about all the things that we have come through, um it's obvious that God has definitely spared us. And so when we think about the last things that we examine, the works of the flesh, and prior to that, the fruit of the spirit, um that we have come to this transformed life that we now are continuing to develop. So as we reflect on um the decisions and the directions that we would go, Lord willing, we wake up and see, and we make it to 2026 on tonight. Clock strikes 12:01. Um, we start thinking about the decisions and the patterns and all these things that shape us into who we are. And so when we start thinking um about Galatians 5, and we started at verses 19 and went all the way to 23. When we start thinking about this, we talked about yesterday that the flesh always reacts and the spirit responds. And so we have to be very aware, um and because when you're aware of things, um it it makes you more accountable. It makes you more, um you want to take that pause, because when we start thinking about the flesh reacts, and we think about um walking in the spirit and walking in the flesh, and how these two can't really coexist. I mean, it can coexist, but should it coexist? Should you be walking in the flesh and in the spirit? No, you shouldn't. We learned yesterday that every decision that we make is on these two things. You either gonna be in the spirit, or you're gonna be in your flesh. And we have come to the realization to know that we have to make sure that we continue to walk in the spirit, even when our flesh wants to override and do the things that it wants to do, because the flesh is is this in the children Bible. It says this in Galatians 5:16. So I tell you, live by following the Spirit. Then you will not do what is sinful. Um, what your sinful self wants. Our sinful self wants what is against the Spirit. The Spirit wants what's against the sinful self. The two are against each other. So you must not do just what you please, but if you let the Spirit lead you, you are not under the law. And so, and then it goes into the works of the flesh. And so when I look at that in the Gen Z Bible, it says this. But yo, if y'all attack and tear each other apart, my God, just watch out that you don't end up totally destroying each other. So here's the deal. You got to live your best life in the Spirit. And then you won't even feel tempted to satisfy your fleshly desires, you know. Trust me on this one. It's like our desires, our conscience are constantly at odds with each other, totally conflicting. It's a it's a constant struggle, man. It's like we're trapped and can't do what we really want to do, you know. But if you let the Spirit guide you, you won't have to follow those rules. She said, when we look back, my God, and sometimes looking back, you can look back for two things. One, you can look back to see how far you come from. But don't look back and want to go back and want to end up like Lot's wife, looking back and wanting the things that the flesh used to do and want to do. So when we start thinking about, you know, some people New Year's resolutions or whatever you call them, in the beginning of the year, we're gonna start back getting focused. Remember this: we walk according to the Spirit. When you walk according to the Spirit, you will always know that you're moving in the direction of the will of the Lord, like, period. And I had a situation that the flesh had me in a almost in a yep, we moving forward. You can move, do so much grounds. That's the Mother Shirley, looking forward. When you go forward, like if you're trying to walk, it's hard to walk and go get ahead if you looking back. Like, that's kind of hard to do, because one, you may bump into something, you may trip over something, you may hurt yourself. So looking back is nothing. We're pushing forward. And so when we start thinking about this upcoming year, the sources of things that we do matter. And so the works of the flesh come from our sinful nature, and they try to lead every decision. So as we embark on another year, let's remember how far we have come, because the source of a thing matters. And if you continue to react, and I've about stayed somewhere about 2 days. Let's say 2 days. hmm My flesh was over here cutting up. And sometimes it's good to get the whole fact of a matter before you start summing it up. I had already done cut up in my mind, and it took me someone else explaining the situation that I should have just asked, or why did I automatically go into defense? And y'all, that's why I am excited Now, I was a little nervous, but now I'm getting excited about our study on the bait of Satan. I didn't know what it was about. Okay, everybody said that no little book, but I start diving and looking and see where we're going, preparing myself for next week's discussion. And chapter number 1 is massive offense. Baby, just the title alone just had me in a chokehold. Because then I start sitting back saying, you automatic went straight onto offense. What is going on? And some of the questions that's in there is, who and what unrealistic expectations do you have of people? We're going to deal with it, y'all. And so if I really want to be free, if you really want to be free, be careful what you ask for. Because y'all know I chose 1 year I chose the word reset. And baby, I reset it all that year. So we have to be careful of what we are pushing forward to, calling ourselves doing, and what we are thriving on. Because here's the thing, that thing that you feed the most will grow. She said, our new goals for 26 is we need to align. You better know it. Everything that you're thinking about, it need to be aligned up with the word of God. I don't know if you all do words of the year. And I had to ponder a little bit about what I wanted mine to be. Because every time I get tested and tried in a way. But for me, my word, I got more than one because it's a twofold thing. They kind of go together. It's obedient. Because I found out in looking at some of these works of this flesh, sometimes this flesh did not want to obey and it didn't want to be disciplined. So I got two words, discipline and obedience for 2020. I want to have discipline in my life and I want to obey the Holy Spirit. I want to obey what God is saying and leading, even when I don't like it. And so what you continue to feed, this what I have to go and leave y'all with. What you feed will grow. So you have to ask yourself, what's been driving me in 2025? I want you to reflect on this as you begin to embark on this new year. What have I been feeding? What has been the driver? Have my flesh been running and ruling? Or have I been leading by my by the spirit? Have these emotions taken over? And these emotions are something. And so when we feed the flesh, it strengthens. And this what got me, because you're not led by the spirit, you led by your flesh, and then what you feed will strengthen. And so I had been feeding all year long, and it just came to me yesterday. The spirit of offense. Get so offended so easy. I mean, at the drop of a dime. And so I'm letting that go. I am going to feed this spirit some discipline, some obedience. And when you obey God and you are disciplined and you have rule over your own life, that will bring you that freedom. And so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what God is getting ready to do. Galatians 5:24 says this in the Children's Bible. We stopped at 23. Those who belong to Christ Jesus have crucified their own flesh. They have given up their old selfish feelings and the evil things they wanted to do. And I'm going to go down to 25. We get our new life from the Spirit. So we follow the Spirit. We must not be proud. We must not make trouble with others. And we must not be jealous of each other. That right there is how we need to end 2025 and begin 2026. And when it talks about and those who belong to Christ, this is the Gen Z, have totally rejected giving into their selfish desires and uncontrollable cravings. And then it has in parentheses, our affections or intense emotions. My God. So if we're all about that spiritual life, let's stay on the same wavelength to our actions too. Yo, let's not be all about seeking attention for ourselves, constantly trying to provoke and be jealous of each other. If this didn't just sum up what our next step is, I can't, I don't know what else is. And so as we think about these things, and have you thought about it? What's your word for the year? Have you thought about it? Have you even thought about it? And if you willing to share and you want to put it in the chat. I told you mine was discipline and obedience. What's your word for the year? Or have you thought about what you want to pursue this upcoming year, Lord willing, we make it. I'm trying to get to my notes, y'all, because I don't wait. Anybody got their word? Are y'all still there? Look, is you here? Let me get to my notes. So when we think about this, as we move into 2026, she said, yes, Lord, discipline. And y'all discipline, boy, I'm looking it up and I'm really writing down. I'm gonna give me some scriptures and pull this everything about me that has been out of order that I didn't want to, I don't want to be consistent in and all these types of things, because all that stuff to build some daily habits, you have to be able to be in control of your own spirit. So our commitment for 2026, let's start thinking about this. We will pause before reacting. We will pray before deciding. We will choose obedience over convenience. We will walk in alignment, not in impulse. And we will bear fruit that reflect Christ. She said guidance and discipline. Okay. I'm telling you, I listen, as they say, I understand. We want him to lead and guide us. And so I wish I might have should did. She said conviction is one of her words. Okay. And when you start thinking about those things, it will lead and guide you. So as we enter and into this a whole phrase. If somebody can get it, I'm gonna say it in parts. And if you could get it, let's put it in the chat. As I enter, and I might put this on my story too, that way people can see it. As I enter to 2026, I choose the spirit over the flesh. This is our declaration and affirmation. I am no longer led by impulse, emotions, or old patterns. I walk in love, discipline, and obedience. My life will bear fruit that honors God and brings freedom. My God. Okay, so you working on it. You don't have your word yet. That's okay. keep moving on it. So as we do this, I think I am gonna make that. I'm gonna put it on my. I'm gonna put it in my story today, so you can grab it, write it down, have it on a note card, put it in front of you, and then once 2026 get here, you can just say, in 2026 I choose. But today, as we enter, and then tomorrow, 2026 I choose, and say this every day. And these things, as you choose the spirit over the flesh, that's already given, that's letting the enemy know, serving him notice. And do this first thing when you get up in the morning. He will have no time to get over. Okay, so Dr. B, good morning, tuning in. I called you back last night. Yeah, you might have tuned, you might have went on with, look, you might went on in. Nobody's a night out like me. And so I'm learning to go to bed. And so that's one of the things I'm gonna, my scheduling things, I'm going to be in the bed early, because 4:45 come early when we be exercising. And those of us that's been getting up exercising with me, I'll be ready to back. The body is on the mend, and so I'll be ready to hit the ground running on Monday. I'm giving this body and this, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but something happened. And then she said, what she say? Diggy, she has me resting on the. Listen, I understand about that rest. Rest is good. Oh, yes, it is. And so I'm just asking the Lord to continue to help us. And Dr. B, you would be very proud of me, because your girl been resting too. I've been on vacation, um, and I have been resting. And I looked at my December and I said, okay, chick, if you gonna be like that, you need to definitely um uh rest in between. And so that's what I'm doing, and I'm building up my immune system and all these types of things. And so when we start thinking about what we've been thinking about, we need to consider, as we go through, and as we let the enemy know early that we are not playing with him. We are no longer going to be led by the flesh, and we're going to let the spirit root us. She said, no vision board in 26, and all that. I'm praying and staying consistent. Out, listen, you better believe it, and stay consistent. And I'm asking the Lord to, every scripture that I can think about on this, the discipline and obedience. And when I use this affirmation, this declaration, that I choose the spirit over the flesh. I'm no longer led by impulse, emotions, or old patterns. That's when we serve the enemy notice, because when we get in our emotions and our feelings, that's when we start acting up. That's when this flesh just going to lead. We're going to walk in love, discipline, and obedience, and my life will bear fruit that honors God and brings freedom. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be free. So y'all, the beta Satan, whew, that's all I can say. I just looked at the outline that we had, and some of the questions is really gonna dig deep. So I will see y'all um next year. Look, next year we will be able to get up and come over, and so I will have something up for in the morning, because I'm gonna be getting in past midnight, and I'm not even gonna try to call myself. Um, she said, when that happens, I suggest we stop in our tracks, stop, think, pray, and then come on here. And so um I already know I got a long day ahead of me, and so I know I won't be on, but I'm gonna create something. Um, Prayerfully it comes through. So I'm gonna do a test run of something later on this afternoon, so I can make sure that something comes up. And so we will be embarking um a new year, and we will be working on, who we are spiritually and getting our spiritually walking and developing our spiritual life and becoming um, more like Christ. And then we will ask him, what are we doing when we are moving in a direction with him and learning how to build up our life. Don't forget, we're those of us that's fasting together. Don't forget, if you need those instructions, the ones that I follow the guidelines of the one with that Mount Zion is doing, and they're doing a Daniel fast, and there are different ones. Yes, I knew you was doing. Oh, okay. Wheeler's word for 2026 is. I knew you knew. And they have a fast guide and instruction and things, and there were some scriptures that I had, to pull together. And so, if you need that and you want that, and um, if anybody want to get together, once a week, we can, get together via Zoom and discuss and um do our studying and getting together and becoming closer. Let me know, and then we can kind of figure out something that we can do. Good morning, Reverend Penny. So good to see you. Praying for your healing. Okay. That every day that you continually, your body is continue to be healed. And same for you, Mother McKnight. We're so grateful that the Lord brought you through, and he is still bringing you through. And good morning, Mo. So good to see you. And so we'll be back. I'm gonna post something up for the new year. And I'll try to do two things, and then we'll be back. I'll be back live. It'll be Friday. And then those of us that's exercising, I'll be back Monday, 5 a.m. So y'all be careful on today. Be prayerful, and so we can good morning. Oh, okay. Yep. Dr. B said good morning, and he praying that God manifests your healing. And so you can go from there. And as we embarked and start on our fast journey, that we continue to be prayerful, keep lifting each other up. And I will see y'all next year. All right. Love y'all and be blessed.
Now tell me exactly how you feel. I'm just trying to keep it real. Let me love you on the inside. Love you on the inside. Tell me exactly what you mean.